Power to the truth. I'm going to discuss or expound on uprisings, rebellions, and revolutions. An uprising is when you have a group of people who are so oppressed and so suffering, so hungry, so fed up, so angry, so disgusted. They band together and they rise up against an unjust power. This could lead to a rebellion, a mass rebellion. Remember, a single spark can start a prairie fire. Eventually, this has the potential to become a revolution. So we have rebellions, uprisings, revolutions. And a revolution involves a total transformation, a total reversal of property relations and power relations. So it's not just a reform. If you look at Occupy Wall Street, in the way that was a rebellion. Yet, we need to understand why it failed. Look at the so-called Arab Spring. In terms of bringing about a real revolution, say in Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, the Arab Spring failed. The whole concept or term Arab Spring was mainly a Western media invention. Now we have in Hong Kong the umbrella revolution. So we are in the age of the internet. So we can't underestimate the power of communication via the internet. Yet neither can we be confused by what's hyped up on the internet. Revolution depends upon the masses of the people. They can be guided by vanguard elements, but ultimately it's up to the people. They allow themselves to live in misery and poverty and suffering. So be it. We cannot replace the power of the people. So some of us try to advocate for revolutionary change that is radical. Radical in the sense that it goes to the root, R-O-O-T, the root of our suffering. Not merely surface reforms. order to do this, we must use all tactics that apply to our situation. We must remember to understand and have a basic functional definition of power. Power is the dual capacity to, first of all, define social phenomena. What's phenomena? What you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch. To define phenomena and then change it in a desired or projected manner. So, say I have the concept that I'm thirsty, so I see the cup here and I take a drink. I'm taking action. That's a small example of cognition. We need to be good at learning and understand that beyond just the surface externals, in terms of a fascist state, we also have to work on ourselves, our own character defects. You can look at the 7 deadly sins. So it's not just a matter of stuff out there, but stuff in here. We need to learn from each other. Now, the American people in general are under a form of mass hypnosis. Mass hypnosis. We've endured decades, at least decades, of fascist reactionary propaganda. I was raised, since I was young, the life plan was to find a beautiful woman, get married, fall in love, get married, and have kids. And my dad wanted me to work for the city of Sacramento the rest of my life and retire and buy a house and just try to achieve the American dream. In my life, that became a nightmare. My marriage didn't work. Later on, I became a drunk and a dope fiend. Now I want to write a book on radical recovery. And I continue to work on my personal spiritual liberation. And a big part of my staying straight and recovery has been my concern and interest in politics. I define politics as war without bloodshed. War being politics with bloodshed. So there are great revolutionary stirrings all over the world. And many times they may not be in your face. They may not be promoted by the corporate media, we need to consider that several corporations control the media. They control, what we perceive through the news. TV, the great hypnotizer. Radio, newspapers. So more of us are trying to, and more of us are trying to create alternative news, whether it's through Twitter, Facebook, Google+, YouTube, whatever forms of mass communication that we can, in order to share our ideals, share our principles, and get feedback from other people, so that we gradually create more and more of a mass collective consciousness. Consciousness is the key. So we need to see that like Gandhi said, be the change you seek it in the world. Stuff is so complex that we can't just go by what Gandhi said, or what King said, or what the Bible said. We gotta stop and look at our own personal situation, the here and the now, and see what we can do on the individual level, see what we can do on a group level, see what we can do on the movement level, see what we can do on the global level. Global revolution is the ultimate solution. So don't confuse an uprising, a rebellion, with an actual revolution. And don't fall for the hype. Don't be naive. From Blood in My Eye, my favorite book, George Jackson. Revolutionary change means the seizure of all that is held by the 1% and the transference of these holdings into the hands of the remaining 99%. So 1% are simply displaced by another 1%. Revolutionary change has not taken place. A social revolution, after the fact of the modern corporate capitalist state, can only mean the breaking up of that state and a completely new form of economics and culture. As slaves, we understand that ownership and mechanics of distribution must be reversed. In other words, the have-nots must seize what the haves have. We must seize the wealth of society by any and all means necessary, as we struggle to exhaust all legal, peaceful methods. We are not eccentric extremists. We do need to see that radical revolutionary change is called for. So keep learning, keep loving each other, keep helping each other, keep raising your consciousness. The ultimate aim of fascism is to destroy all revolutionary consciousness. That's impossible. We will win. We will win. Venceremos. You at least need to fight back. Don't be a coward. Find your courage. Summon your courage. Bring it up. Help save the people. Fight back. Especially for the children. That's how to make it a better world for all of us. From the bottom of my heart, to all of you, power to the truth. Namaste.